So that's a good thing. Well, 7 o'clock, so we're going to get started on another wonderful Saturday and an extra special Saturday. Today, we're going to get started, so it's good to see everyone. Happy Saturday, happy Saturday. We're here with another one. And today, like I said, is a very special one. And we're going to talk a little bit about that for a minute or two before we get started on the main message, so to speak. Mm-hmm. But one thing I will say, I'll give you a little bit of trivia before, not trivia, but a little fact. It's not trivia, but it's fact it's trivia if you don't know it, right? 14 months. Now, I just said 14 months, so I don't expect everybody to know what this was referring to, but I just want you to see it for a second. I want you to hear it for a second. 14 months. Say it to yourself maybe 2 or 3 times. 14 months. 14 months. Yeah, 14 months. Now, once you have this real good in your mind, you may want to hold on to something when I tell you what this 14 months is referring to. Especially, well, I won't even preface. 14 months. This is the average time. This is the average time that when you go to the store and buy an apple, that's the average time that thing has been plucked from. It was plucked 14 months ago. So when you go to the store and you want to eat that apple because it's good for your health, yeah, that apple has been off the vine 14 months. Hey. So what happens is when they pluck them, the apples usually harvest in between August and September. So what they do then is, obviously everybody can't eat them all at once. So they take them off the vine, they spray them up with a little bit of wax, basically to keep them shiny, keep them looking presentable, right? Like you shine your kids up before company comes over, right? Like go in there and take that back and take that hat off, comb your hair, do something with yourself, right? We got company coming over, right? Essentially like that. So they shine it up and they put it in essentially a freezer. And there's just huge freezers and they put them in there and they're there for about 14 months and they pull them out and they put them in the grocery store. So those apples that you're getting for your good health, 14 months old on average. The average grocery store. So just a little something to, I don't know what it does for you, but do with it what you will. Yeah. Right? Just a little something. Just a little something. All right. Today is a very special day because today is essentially the anniversary of this class. This class started a year ago today as far as Saturday, but a year ago tomorrow as far as the actual date. Started February 4th, 2023. So today is a year. Every Saturday we rolled on, at home, on the road. Every Saturday we've been here for a year straight. Right? Never late, never slipping, never tripping. Right? So in honor of that, I'm going to bring my brother on for a second so he can tell you sort of the genesis of how this started, how this all got going, because he was a part of how this all got going and part of the impetus under which this began. So he's going to say his little piece about it for a minute or so or 2 minutes or so, and then we'll get back to it. I'll say my little piece and then we'll push it on into the class. All right, Marcus, go ahead, bro.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. So, yeah, I don't want to talk too long because we don't miss out on it. I'll tell you. Let me just say just a few things, if I may. First of all, just I do wish that Melissa Fortenberry was on here because that's our mom, and I wanted to thank her for one. Birthing this young man we know as I'm not going to say his whole government, but we call him Coach Lucky. But I'm thankful for him. I'm bigger than him, but he's my older brother, and everything that he has always done I've good. He's not all the way squeaky clean, but he's close. But everything he's done, I've always been right behind his heels and following his footsteps. Sometimes I took things a little bit too far, but I catch right back up. But just to circle back, as he says, on the birthing of this mindset coaching that he has, been so graciously projecting onto us and giving us the opportunity to think for ourselves. You know, one of the reasons why that he started this, and thank you so much, Veto, too, as well as supporting this venture too, as well. You're definitely part of this too, as well. So, was I was actually going through a few things, and I was telling him that I know a lot of men that would like to get some of this information and knowledge and understanding too, as well. But one of the reasons why it really took off is because one of the things I was going through, like we all go through some things, and we think that it's the end of the world. It's that hard, and if you think, I know Sparkle, Monique always say, "Oh, Coach Lucky, man, hey, you're the best. You're the best, man. You're coming at us hard. You're coming at us hard." Let me tell you, being his brother is not an easy thing to be, because he gave me all the smoke, and he called me, and I'll never forget it. He said, "I'm not calling you because I'm your brother. I'm not calling you because I feel sorry for you. I'm calling you because you are not thinking right." And I'm looking at the phone, and I want to be like, do I got to jump through this phone and choke this guy? What's going on? I need some emotion. But, uh, you know, Lucky has always been, I want to say Houdini like. He's very mysterious in how he does things. You're never going to be able to two-step with him and find out what he's going to do next, because he's always above the curve. He's dynamic in what he does, and he's dynamic in how he articulates his words, and really paints the picture. And as he gets to know each and every one of you, um, he is able to use these outstanding analogies and metaphors to help you understand, because we're all on this call, but we're all different. And he's able to really get everybody to understand what the purpose is of why we're here, and that this is your life, and you take it by the horns, and you drive it. You are the driver. But after that conversation, needless to say, I circled back and got my mind back right, and the year to day is year to day physically is tomorrow. And when I called him up, I said, "Man, listen, you got to do something, because people just don't understand. Like, this is real. This is not a game where the time runs out. This is something that you practice every single day, because it's a part of you. It's a part of you." So as you continue to listen to Coach Lucky, understand that he's authentic, he's genuine, he's very determined, he's very serious about whatever he's involved in is always going to um, produce good fruits. Because only known him to only do things at 110% effort in everything that he does. So as he role models a lot of things for us, we understand that we are our own person, and we take a little bit and we understand it and we go from there. But I know Kari's been on from pretty much the beginning too, as well. And I know, Sparkle and Monique, you've been on early on. There's a few people that are missing today that that are not on, but I appreciate each and every one of you supporting him. And there's a lot of things that you guys don't know in the background that uh, Veto and Lucky do to produce this Saturday, every Saturday. And he does not ask for any finances. He does not ask for anything. He understands that giving of his time is what he's supposed to do at this time. And I'm not going to speak any longer, but I just want to tell him how much I love him for giving of himself, because I call him all time of day and night, and he always picks up. And I'm sure that he has done that for many of you guys. And I know the pressures of living up to his standards. I mean, that's the pressures I put on myself because of the respect. He has been my role model. Our father was not in the house, so you know that that has been my role model. My mom as well, but uh, I just want everybody to know that we appreciate him, and I want to put out there. Beto and Lucky do not know, but I just want to ask people um, if you can, because time is money, and Lucky and Beto would never ask for that. But I'm personally going to make a donation um, to the whole mindset, and I'm just going to ask, even if it's $5. Five is a number of grace and mercy that my brother had taught me so long ago graciously. But I'm just going to make a $5. Well, I'm going to make more of a donation, but I just want to put that out there. At the least, if you could make $5 donation, because it does take a lot for this to be done. So I'll leave it at that. If you guys, Veto, if you could drop a cash app or something, so we can do that, just to show that we appreciate you and Lucky doing what you're doing every single Saturday. So that's kind of how the origins started. So when you guys think he's giving you the smoke, trust me, it's hot on this side. Try living with him. So thank you for the time, Lucky. I love you very much, Beto. I appreciate you very much. Appreciate you, Car, and everybody else who's been on here supporting him. Spread the word for those that do aspire to change their life, because it starts within you first. Thank you, Lucky. I surrender my time back to you.
All right, man. Appreciate it. So this, so yeah, okay. So let me just deal with that. I love my brother. I love you all. I appreciate it. Right now, this class is free. I'll let you know if or when I change my mind. Why is that? I'm just talking about the elephant in the room now, because I'm sure people are wondering like when the mic is going to drop or when I'm going to say like, well, look, if I need you, I'm not who I say I am. I'm just gonna give it to you 100. This is my own thinking. I'm not here to get rich off of you. I don't need you, right? If I can't think properly, I don't need to be talking to you, and I need to be talking to me, right? I'm doing this because this is something I love to do, and I love sharing it with you. I know how to think well enough to make my own situation the way I want it to be, and that's what we're talking about here every day: is learn how to make our own situation the way we want it to be. A lot of times we do what we do, hoping somebody else does something for us or with us or to us, and we end up not being even what we want to be in order to get what we need or want from someone else. I'm doing this class right now for free. If I change my mind, I'll let you know, but I'll do it. I'm doing it for free because most of us have given everything we had somewhere else with someone else and don't have that much to show for it. Not many places can you go and somebody telling you the truth, not for their benefit, but for yours, for you, and for your own. Somebody who's going to give you the information that allows you to take it where you want it, how you want it, and do with it what you please, that you can live the life you want to live, not the life they want you to live, not how what they think you should live, or what you should be doing, or what you should be wearing, or whatever else it is. This class, which goes into this class, is what is this for? What are we here for? Well, this class is designed to tell you the truth. It's designed to tell you the truth that sets you free and keeps you free. This class is designed to acquaint you, or to so that you become acquainted, or so that you remain acquainted with the truth. The truth here does not need to be justified. Doesn't need to be protected. It doesn't need to be defended. The truth is the truth, and if it is that, then it can sustain, and it can withstand the light, which are people's questions, people's comments, people's concerns, whatever else it is. That's all it is. The truth can stand on its own if it is in fact that. And that is here. That is what we do here to our absolute best, is to try to promote and present the truth that sets and keeps you free, right? This class, that's what this class is for. So many of us have been in, whether they're religious organizations or whether they're 1,000 traditions and customs, or friends and family and whatever. We've got a lot of information throughout our lives that were maybe well-meaning and well-intended and well-intentioned, but like a lot of you, I have looked up and said, yeah, this is, I get all, I heard all, but either I don't know, either what I'm getting is not the truth, or I don't know how to apply it, or I don't, or I don't have enough of it, or whatever else it is, right? So that's what this class was created for. I was talking to my brother one day, he and I were speaking, and he was talking about some stuff, and I essentially said, look, man, I love you, man. I'm not going to cry with you. I don't feel bad for you. I don't feel sorry for you. If you want to live different, you're going to have to make some different choices in your mind first that are governing and dictating your behaviors. And your behaviors are governing and dictating your outcome. So, and so eventually, he said other people wanted to hear it. So it started off as a 2-day Zoom call. I never planned on doing this. I've been doing this, but it was always more locally with people face to face, maybe Zoom here and there, but I never got on the internet. I've never had social media of my own personally, MySpace, or all the way back to, I've never had any of it. I just never was interested in it. It's not good or bad. It was just never my interest. So everything that I've been teaching for a long time now, but I just never did it on the internet to a broader audience than the person or the people I was talking to. Taught classes, I've taught groups, parent groups, taught kids, I've done all that. But I just never did it online. That wasn't my interest at the point in the moment. When this started with my brother, essentially, he brought some people on, and it just got bigger and bigger and grew. And now, to be honest with you, this group looks completely different than the one that started. It's a completely different mind, completely different set of cast of characters, and I love what it was and what it's become, right? Because we're all evolving, we're all growing and expanding. But essentially, I've never charged for this class because we've all been charged for a lot of things, and most of us don't have much left by the time we get here. We're rolling into this situation on fumes, right? And we need something. We need to get something back before we can give something else. It's not personal, but nobody on here robbed each other of anything or withheld from each other anything. But a lot of us didn't get back what we put into a lot of other places. And this is a place where we present the truth so that you can become acquainted with it and be reminded of it so that you can take it and live the life you want to live. And I don't want people hung up right now on money or worried about if I'm going to ask or because I'm not. I'm not advertising what I do. I've done it maybe once or twice, but people ask. But as you can see, that ain't my thing. That's not my thing. I know how to take care of myself the same way I'm talking to you, that I want you to know how to take care of yourself, that you're not relying upon anyone but yourself. And that self of you will find the right resources and things to bring to you what it is you believe, your success, your goodness, your health, and everything like that, right? So that's why I've never charged for the class. So there's not a ball that's going to be coming to drop. You don't have to worry about anything like that right now. If I change my mind, I'll let you know. Well up front, well ahead. But Veronica will tell you, people, I do things the way I want to, right? And I'm grown enough to deal with the consequences of whatever those are. But I'm very conscious of the choices I make, and this is one of them I made. I wanted everybody to be able to come on here for free and not worry about could they afford it, not worry about how much it's going to cost, not worry about if they paid or not. I want people to come on here and hear something that most of us never get to hear. Most of us are never told. Most of us are never given us the truth about an apple 14 months or about concentrate coming from China and North South Korea and Ukraine, or about what nice means, or all the things that we've learned here, right? I want us to be acquainted with the truth so we can live, right? So we don't have to be thinking all kind of erroneous stuff that we've been brought up thinking a lot of us, right? So that's why this class is free. That's why it will remain free for the unforeseeable or for the foreseeable future, unforeseeable or foreseeable, whatever else it is. If I change that, I'll let you know. But right now, that's not a concern of mine, and I don't want it to be a concern of yours. I want you to come and sit. Your cost to attend is participation. That's why I have no problem telling you the truth. I don't care what you like or what you think or what you say. Feel free to ask any question because I only present the truth to you as best I know it. And if it's not, it won't stand. It's not because of me or because of you. It's so you can pick on it, pick at it. Like Winston Churchill said, the truth is incontrovertible. Malice may attack it, ignorance may deride it, but at the end, it will stand. If what I'm giving you is the truth, if what we're all talking about is the truth, it will stand. So I want all of you to always feel free to ask questions, to always feel free to get clarification, to use this information and apply it. Not to sit around here. This is not a church or a mosque or a synagogue or some kind of seminar. This is not a sermon. This is not somewhere where you come and sit down and for 2 hours say, yeah, I did, clap my hands, tell everybody you went and you stood the same. That's not what this is for. That's not what this is about. This is providing you information to use it, like providing a fork to your child. Use the fork, stop eating with your hands, right? Use this little oven mitt, stop trying to take the thing out of the oven and burn it in, right? This is something that is being given to you for you to use. and you'll never know the value of it. You'll never know the truth of it if you don't apply it. It's not a place just to come here and feel good. You got enough places you can go to do that, enough people that can make you feel good, right? This is the truth, as truthfully as I know it and understand it, right? And if I say something off, or if you find something off, then great. Say something or readjust it for yourself. Take what you can for you and apply it and live your life. But that's what this class is for. This class is for the truth, right? And all of us haven't got enough of it growing up. And that's what this class is all and only about. Right? So that's why this class started. That's how this class started. That's why the class is free. That's why I'm not asking you to sign up with me for nothing. I'm not asking you to pay for nothing. I'm not against those things. I got enough people doing it. So I'm doing that. That's a different thing. This is not, I didn't design this for that. I designed this for what we do every week. And if that changes for something else, great. But I want you to know to come here, sit down, pay attention, participate, and apply when you leave here. So that's a nice little segue into what we're doing. So hopefully everyone understands just a little bit of the history of the class. Started a year ago today on a Saturday, and that's what we're here. That's what we're doing. That's what this is for. All right. So now we'll move on forward. It's nice talking to you. That's one. Now, let's start off with gratitude. Let's just start off with gratitude. Because everybody, we talk about this word. Let's start off with gratitude. So whoever wants to answer. What is the value? What is the value of gratitude? I don't mean feeling good, so to speak. What is the value of gratitude? What does gratitude reflect? What does it mean? What does it do when you're saying I'm practicing gratitude, right? What is that? What is the benefit of practicing that? We're not talking about morals, ethics. We're talking about what do you get for it? You go to work to get a check. You go to school to get a degree. What do you get for doing this thing? What is the value? What does it do? Anybody?
George put in the chat, attracts positive.
Attracts positive. How does it do that?
I was going to say it attracts positive energy. If you always wake up with a grateful spirit, only thing you can't really see the negative that's surrounding us on a daily basis. You can only focus on the positive energy that's around us.
There's a key word that you just said. One key word that you just said.
Energy.
Say it again.
Choose. You choose to have.
Choose. There's another word you said, George, at the end. You said blank your energy. You said that you're choosing to do what with your energy?
That energy.
Positive
focus.
Focus is the degree. Focus is the paycheck. Yes, go ahead.
Renette put in the chat, I feel better and it helps me see the things that can move me toward what I want.
So, okay. So the benefit of gratitude, of practicing gratitude, is your focus. What does that mean? When we talk about attracting energy, we're not really attracting energy. We are the energy itself. We are life itself. Your consciousness is life itself. Have all of us ever been around somebody and they're watching TV and you're calling their name and they're so focused on the TV that they can't even hear you, right? And you keep calling their name until you get what? Their attention. Focus, attention are the same thing. Without their attention, without focus, what do you have? What do you have?
Nothing.
Nothing. If you don't have focus and attention, you have nothing. That is why when you're alive, you're always focusing your attention and your attention is always on something. But the people I'm going to say it this way, the people who are suffering in life don't realize that. So they're either unaware of what their attention and focus is on, or they are not specific about where they allow their focus and their attention to go. So because you are life itself, I am is consciousness. When your consciousness is focused, it's like your car. That's consciousness. When you turn it right, now you're focusing it, you're changing it to go in a specific, particular direction. And wherever that's going, that's what you get. Right? So you are consciousness. You are life itself. Your consciousness is life itself. So wherever your consciousness, your life is going, that is what you're giving life to. So when you are putting your focus and your attention on being grateful, you are now occupying the state of gratitude. All of our minds, our consciousness consciousness is a state. Depending on now how you apply it, it goes from this state to the next thing. There's a state of poverty, a state of depression, a state of peace, a state of joy. It's an awareness, it's a consciousness, right? That is occupying a state, just like you are occupying where you live. Everything you do is from where you are. So I know Kari's in Atlanta. It doesn't matter what he does. I know Marcus is in Philadelphia. I know Johnny is in New York or New Jersey, one of those two, right? From wherever you are, you're doing everything from there. I don't care if you're laughing or crying, you're doing it from there. Fighting or singing, you're doing it from there. Everything is doing it from where you are. So then the point then is to be in a place that you want to do what you're doing from. Because that's all your options are, is where you are. Like I said earlier, before the call thing started, is that if I was driving around California looking for the Statue of Liberty, it doesn't matter whether I'm a good person, a bad person, have morals, no morals, ethics, no ethics. It doesn't matter how hard I try. It doesn't matter how hard I grind, what kind of systems I have, processes I have. It doesn't matter. None of those things matter because the Statue of Liberty is not in California. That thing that I am trying to express or have a relationship with does not live or is not present in this state. When we talk about practicing gratitude, the benefit of practicing gratitude is that what you're doing is you are turning your focus, you are turning your attention to a particular state, to a particular type of consciousness. And because you are life itself, you are giving life to that state of consciousness in your life. When you give life to anything, it grows and expands. When you have a child, it grows and expands. When you water flowers with sunlight, it grows and expands. When you complain, whatever you complain about or things that reflect that type of complaining will grow and expand because you are consciousness, you are life. And wherever you place your focus and your attention, that is what grows more in your life. So you're not just practicing gratitude just to feel good. That is valuable. You're not practicing it just to be a good person. That can help. You're not practicing just to have good morals or ethics. That too can help. But the actual benefit of gratitude is because you are now the life giver focusing on something. And whatever you focus on, you give life to. Therefore, it expands. It becomes more expansive and expressive in your life. So to understand really what you're doing, you realize that whatever, if I have electricity in my house, whatever I plug into this wall, it will power. So the key now is, what am I plugging in? Am I plugging in my phone? Am I plugging in my computer? Am I plugging in my TV? What am I plugging in and giving life to? That is the benefit of focusing on gratitude or wealth or health. That's the detriment of focusing on poverty or misery or unsuccess, lack of success. Is wherever your consciousness is focused, wherever your attention is going, wherever your car is going, whatever direction your car is going in, that is what you're going to see more of. You're going to see less of what's behind you. You're going to see more of where you are and what's in front of you in the direction that you're going. So the degree, the paycheck, the reason gratitude is such a wonderful thing to focus on is because of who you are. You are life itself. You are the energy creator yourself. These things that when we say energy, when we say manifesting, all these things that are expressions of something are only the expressions of us. We are the first cause. We are the first cause. If you have a light bulb go out in your house, yeah, you can't have light until you put the light bulb in. But even if you have a light bulb, if you don't turn the light on, it doesn't matter whether the bulb works or not. The bulb doesn't turn on its own. Something conscious, some kind of program has to use this thing, right? These are things that we use in order to put ourselves in states of mind, because whatever state of mind we're in, that is what we're giving life to. That's why we put a bulb in, because it will give life. It will give light to that room, right? But we have to put the bulb in. We have to turn our consciousness to that which we want to see more of. Whether it is gratitude, more things to be grateful for. Whether it is when you are focusing on gratitude, when you're saying, man, I'm grateful for this, or I'm grateful for that, what you're doing is you're turning your consciousness to a state called gratitude. And then whatever makes you grateful becomes more apparent in your life. It starts to multiply. It starts to increase because you're the life giver. It multiplies, it increases. Just like children get older because of consciousness putting life into them. The parents putting life into them, the kids are able to grow. Because the gardener putting life into the garden or the plant, it's able to grow. Your consciousness is what grows everything, but it's not a respecter of what you're growing. Water grows weeds and roses, doesn't it? And if you look at it, the weeds are easier to grow than the roses. And if you look at society, there's more weeds than roses. People's mind is out of control, mouth is out of control, behavior is out of control. There's more of those seem to grow easier than the ones whose mind is in control, whose mouth is in control, whose behavior is in control, whose self-concept is in control. Their self-awareness, self-discipline, their concept of self is in control. So the benefit of gratitude is the set gratitude, you can replace it with anything. You can replace it with health. Focus on your health. You're breathing life into that state of health. Health is a state that you're in that you always express no matter what. If you're not in that state, you won't see anything that reflects it. The states are there just like, let's just say in America, the states are there for you to live in. You have to pick the one that's most conducive to your desired lifestyle. Just the way you live physically is the way you live mentally. You live in a physical state. You live in a mental state. And whatever state of mind you're in, that is all that is available to you. If you're in Atlanta, if you're in California, if you're in Florida, if you're in New Jersey, if you're in Philly, wherever you are, you only have access to that. If you want better weather, you're probably gonna have to move out of the East Coast, probably. You're going to have to go to Hawaii right now or a Caribbean island, or you probably can't even come to California. It's raining. You have to go to where that thing exists, right? Gratitude is a state. And what I want us to understand is that gratitude is a state, and to live well, to live wisely and skillfully, you have to understand that it's a state so that you understand the benefit of turning your consciousness toward it and occupying it. And when you move into the state of Atlanta, there is the real milk and honey. So when I was down there in May, I was in there doing my thing. If I walk out my door right now, there's no milk and honey around here. There's not. So it doesn't matter what type of person I am, how hard I work, how many times I pray, how many candles I burn. It doesn't exist here, right? So I go to the place where it does. So if I'm unhappy, then I realize, okay, let me not stay in here too long. Let me move. And sometimes going to a state of gratitude can help you. At least I'm not in the state of unhappy anymore. I can move to this. Maybe it's gratitude. Maybe it's not success yet. Maybe it's not joy, but at least I'm out of this. Right? And so understanding that wherever your consciousness is the environment in which you are mentally living. And that is all you have access to. So if you're in a state of depression, that's all you have access to. All you're going to do is see things that reflect that to you. Everybody's misery or success is tailored. It's tailored to your consciousness. Success to me may be different than what it is to Karen, or to Johnny, or to the other Veronica, or this Veronica, or to Mona, or to Della. But whatever success means to me, that's what it is going to be reflected if I'm in that state. Whatever misery means to me is going to be tailored. Right? And anybody see somebody with a nice tailored suit on, or some nice tailored slacks, or something that's tailored to them, You can see it fits a certain way. It's perfect. Well, your consciousness is the best tailor of all time. Boy, it'll wrap you so tight in success, it'll feel like a baby swaddling you, being swaddled, or it'll wrap you so tight in misery, it'll feel like a straitjacket. But it is always tailored to you, whatever success is to you or misery is to you. They're just states. They're just states of mind that you can occupy or leave. And the point is that consciousness is what you are. Therefore, you have to be aware of what state of mind you are occupying. Yes.
Earlier, Kari had put in the chat, gratitude is like taking inventory on the things you have. Mm-hmm. You can quantify the items you are thankful.
Mm-hmm. So what you're doing when you do that is you're turning your awareness to something. And when God turns his awareness to something, it expands. It gives more life. Right? When you plug something into the wall, aren't you giving life to your computer? How long is that computer gonna go when you pull the plug? It'll last a little bit. How long is your phone gonna go if you don't ever recharge it? It'll last a little bit, but it needs life. It can't live on its own. Your body can't live without you. It's your body, it's not you. It can't live without you. Your life can't live without you because you are life itself. And the life itself is your consciousness. So whatever you're aware of being, that is what your life is looking like. That is what your body is looking like. That's what your money is looking like. So when you can turn your awareness, your consciousness to being what it is you want, that is what your life will begin to look like if you leave it plugged in. You can't plug it in and take it out. Plug it in, okay. Plug it in and take it out. Plug it in and take it out. I'm wealthy. Oh, God. They got to send me this bill. Oh. Right? Oh, man, I'm healthy. I feel well, you know what? Maybe I'm not. Maybe the COVID got me actually. Right? You can't plug it in and pull it out. Plug it in and pull it out. You have to leave it stable in order for it to power the thing completely. Go ahead.
Monique put in the chat, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Okay, watch this. I am perfect, I am perfect. Let's say it like this. I am God, perfect, whole, complete, conditionless, limitless. I am transformed. My life is transformed by the renewing of my mind. You say things to yourself like this all the time. I'm God, I'm perfect, I'm whole and complete. I'm unconditioned, I'm limitless. That means there's no condition on your success. God said, let there be light. There was no light bill. There was no payment plan. There was no, if everybody agrees, there's no condition on what God says. There's no condition on what you say, and except the conditions you place. And the conditions you place are learned from other people who tell you it's not what you know, it's who you know. So if it's not what you know, it's who you know, then what's the point of going to college? What's the point of getting any information? If you got what you know, but if you don't know who you need to know, then what's the point? Why don't you just find out who you need to know and then figure out what you need to know? Why don't you just go straight to the end then? Right? We put too many conditions on things. You're limitless. What can't God do? What can't that creative power do? There's a lot of people on here this week who have done some things. There's a lot of people who have done some things this week that I've talked to. That a couple weeks ago, they were like, what am I gonna, right? And now they're on here doing jumping jacks, fist bumps, chest pounds. My mom called me sounding like she was on Jerry Springer, like, you're not the father. She called me like she was jumping on the couch like Tom Cruise. She called me with such good news that excited her that 2 weeks before, on her birthday, she was calling me talking about the opposite. Yeah, she'll tell you. Yeah, she'll tell you. Mom, go ahead. Don't use names, but just tell them a little bit of the story so that people understand. Go ahead.
I have a lot of commercial property. So one of my strip malls, I broke a rule for myself and I allowed a nail shop to go in there. And so, I'd had some challenges over the last 3 years with this particular tenant, but she always wanted to appear to do the right thing. So anyway, I just said, I've had enough. I'm going to give her 30-day notice. So I called her over, met with her, and she said, well, I understand. And I said, so here's the document, read it. She read it. So she says, okay. I said, so 30 days. Is that, she says, oh, I thought you wanted me out by January 31st. So I said, is that better for you? She said, yes. I couldn't write that security deposit check fast enough to get her out of there. And everything worked out to my highest and best good.
So what were you talking about 2 weeks ago on your birthday?
Oh gosh. She had sublet part of her unit to a hairdresser. Now we all know what hair salons, how the length of time, the commotion that goes in there, and the person she had subletted to was very angry because the tenant told them that they had to leave. And she sent me pictures and I guess stories of them doing shots in the unit. Now this is, I'm sitting somewhere on my birthday, and I thought, oh my gosh. So what did I do? I hung up the phone and said, look, I said, now everybody knows because I have 5 sons, I can be a tornado. And so I said, so let me do this right, because right now I'm off track. But he reminded me of my steps, my process, my thinking, what seeing it at the end, what do I want? And what I wanted at the end is exactly what happened, but even better.
So what did you change?
My mind.
Right? We keep thinking we have to change other people to get what we want. That's why we want to change them. And that's rightfully so. If I have to change you to get what I want, then that's where my whole attention is going to go. Rightfully so. But if you know who you really are, you don't have to do that. When God said, let there be light, there is no other. There was no one else for God to ask. There was no one else to say, no way. There was no one else to be happy with or mad at. There's no one else to agree or disagree with. You are the God of your life. It means that's why gratitude is important to focus on, because you, wherever you put your focus, that is where you're going to see more of, because you are life itself. These states are like a dark room. They're empty without you. They're nothing without you. You walk into it and you give it light. You give it life, right? So when you say to yourself, I want to have the best tenant of all time, and like we talked about last week in 10X, I have a new tenant, and this tenant is better than every tenant I've ever had, 10 times better. When you change your mind, you don't have to change other people. You just change, you become the person who has what you want. I am now the person who has the best tenant of all time. This next tenant, oh, I'm so happy, my new tenant. My mother had to say that while she had the other tenant in there. Every time she called me, I didn't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. What are you supposed to be? Oh, right. And we laugh and joke and things like that, right? But she had to change her own concept of herself. I am the person who has this, not the person who has that. And by when you change yourself, you change your outcome, because your outcome is yours, which means it's a reflection of you, not of them, of her, of it, of that. It's a reflection of you. So as you are, things are. As you are, things are. Things, that person or these people may be 1,000 different ways with everyone else, but with you, this is how it works, because this is how I am. This is who I am, right? And so now you got a person out in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks from the moment of despair, right? Didn't have to fire anybody, didn't have to argue with anybody, didn't have to get him put out, didn't have to bring the sheriff and the police, didn't have to go to court. Do you know there's people who will sit up in rental property, especially rental ones, they'll sit up there and claim bankruptcy and will be able to stay in your place for 2 years because you can't evict them during bankruptcy processes? Then you got to call the sheriff and put a 3-day quit. Do you realize people do that for, I'm going to say, for a living, for a lifestyle? And how are you going to get them out? Even if you do what they tell you to do, it takes years. Well, how did she get hers out in 2 weeks? Because humans take a long time. God don't play that. But it's not that God is on her side versus, no, it's whoever's thinking properly wins. That's what this is. It's no respecter of persons. The law of mind, the laws of mind, as a mind thinks, so is it. It says as a mind thinks. It didn't say as Johnny thinks, as Karen thinks, as Mona thinks, as Della thinks, as Cynthia thinks, as Mark. It doesn't care who's thinking. It only cares what you're thinking. And you have to learn how to become the person who is what they want, whether it is to be, to have, to do, or whatever else it is. And you don't have to change anybody to do that. You say, let there be light. You are the God of your life. You say, let there be. There is no other. There is no one else to confer with, to consult with. You decide within yourself what it is you want in mind. Who am I? What is my life like? What is this? How does this go for me? And she got what she wanted in less than 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks. And didn't have to pay anybody, go to court, knock out, drag out, fall out, curse out. Didn't have to do any of that. And on my mom's height of insanity, she's willing to do all of those. We've done for personal experience. Didn't have to do any of that. Because when you know who you are, you realize I don't have to act like the human I think I am. I can act like the God I really am. The consciousness that is me. I am is everything. It's the only thing. I am broke, it's still I am. I am wealthy, it's still I am. So you're not doing anybody any favors by, I'll just take a little bit. Okay, I am just as a little bit, but it's still I am. You're not doing any favors by taking less. You're not doing any favors by living mediocre. You're not doing anybody any favors. Right? You're not doing yourself any favors. You're not making it, I am has no problem. I am has no limit. I am has no issues. You do. And you have to let those go in order to get what is rightfully yours or what you desire. That is what we do here every Saturday, is to remind ourselves and to remember, to become acquainted or to remain acquainted with the truth. This truth that sets you free and that keeps you free. But you have to keep it. So when my mom was trying to figure that out, she had to keep it. You can't keep pulling the plug, unpulling the plug. Well, okay, oh, she's gone. Next day, oh, she's here. You can't be double-minded. Double-minded means it's one person thinking two different ways. I'm winning and I'm losing. I'm winning and I'm losing. There are no two minds in one person. It's not two people thinking something different. It's one person thinking two different things. You can't say I have a successful business, but the economy's bad. You can't say I'm a successful real estate educator, but no one wants to talk to me. You can't say one and the other, right? You can't talk out of both sides of your mouth, as we say. You got to choose this day who you're going to serve. Are you going to serve peace, or are you going to serve chaos? Are you going to serve success, or are you going to serve misery? What you have to choose, you have to pick. And that's what we are here to remember and remind ourselves and each other every week. This is the truth that sets you free. This is the truth that allows you to take it and apply it to all of your individual lives, all of our individual lives. Whether it's to be in the major leagues, whether it's to have a brand new weight facility that there's a 6-month waiting list to get in because it's already packed in capacity and people paying their memberships years up ahead because they're just so excited to have what you have. Whether it's you're selling out all your sweaters, whether it's whatever it is you do. Let there be light. You are the only God of your life and of your world. It's your responsibility to choose how to think, whether it's gratitude, whether it's health, whether it's success. Wherever you put your consciousness, wherever you turn that card, that's what you're going to see. Doesn't matter if you go west and you drive the whole way talking about, I sure wish I could see east. How are you going to do that? It doesn't matter if oh, the economy's bad. I sure wish I could be successful. Doesn't matter. You're only going to get what you are. You don't get what you want. You get what you are. And that's why when you focus on gratitude, what you're doing is you're saying, I am grateful. So when you say, I am grateful, you're saying, I am. My consciousness is grateful. Oh, it is? Well, let's give life to all the things that are great that Johnny is grateful for, that Kari is grateful for, that Della is grateful for, that Monique, that Karen, that all of whatever is grateful, whatever would be grateful for you, that's what you're going to see. Because that is where your consciousness is. So you have to choose where you place your consciousness. Choose what you focus your attention on.
No, sorry, I'm just out here. Yes.
Okay, right. That is what gratitude is. Gratitude is a state of mind. Wealth is a state of mind. Poverty is a state of mind. Sickness is a state of mind. It doesn't mean like, oh, it's only in your mind, like you're making it up. No. But it is your mind. That's where it's made up. It's expressed in your body. It's made in your mind. The body is not a living thing. It's made alive by a living thing. Nobody gets to go to Home Depot, pick up a light bulb from the shelf, and the light bulb just turn on in your hand. Anybody seen that one? Anybody got that going? No, because with some energy it can turn on, but by itself is nothing. Your body with energy can turn on, by itself is nothing. Your business with you can turn on, by itself is nothing. Your everything in your life is nothing without you. You are the creator of all of it. And how can you be afraid of anything you created? How can you be afraid of all the things that you created? You either use it or you don't. You choose it or you don't. But you are the creator of everything. That God in the book's name is I am. That is the absolute name. Every religion, every gender, everything, every human being says I am. Every one of them. Every one of them. There's no exception. It doesn't matter what language you use. It's the same. You're expressing the same sentiment. That's the common denominator. That's the truth. That's the truth. If you understand that, then now you can be free because if you apply it. Apply the truth that whatever you attach to I am, whatever you attach that light bulb to, that's what it is. Whatever you attach to I am, you become, because you're now turning your consciousness to that. You're giving life to this thing, to this light bulb called gratitude or health or poverty or success. Or how is it? Am I successful, but it's hard? You can turn on, anybody bought a light bulb and realized it's not as bright as they thought it was going to be? Anybody bought some shoes and they didn't fit like you thought they would? See, it's not just about what you have, it's also how you have it. You want a business? Okay, well, how is your business? Is it well and easy? Or is it well and hard? Or is it well depending on the economy? Or is it well if you get enough customers? Well, then, if it's dependent on everyone else but you, then what do you got to do with it? Then you're just a slave to it. You're a slave to the business, you're a slave to the economy, you're a slave to the weather, you're a slave to everything because you're not applying the truth. And the truth is, if I am is the first thing you say before you attach anything to it, well, then you are the first thing before your business has any outcomes is based on you. If it's your business, it's a reflection of you, not of the economy. Not of your gender. Your gender is not you. It's yours, just like your business. It's not you. You're not a male or a female. That is the name given to the body you occupy, like Toyota or Honda. You're not Toyota or Honda because you're driving one. Understand that. You are the life giver. Everything starts with you. You are what they call the kingpin. It means you are the piece of the equation that everything, that's literally what it means. The kingpin means it's the piece that everything else rotates around. It's the centerpiece. You are the kingpin. It makes you feel better, you're the queen pin. It doesn't, however you want to say it. I don't care how you say it. Just as long as it makes you feel the way you should. As long as it gets across the point. Everything is rotating around you. Your health is rotating around your consciousness of it. What is your relationship to health? Well, I'll be good if I start eating. An apple a day keeps the doctor away, but the apple's in the store for 14 months. If you weren't here at the beginning, the apple you eat at your store on average, there's a study done, several studies done, and the average apple is 14 months old. 14 months. You're not even eating it in the same year it was picked or close. But yet you're basing your health on that. If you knew better, you'd be terrified. Right? So the point is that you're not really healthy because you're eating all the things you think you're eating. You're not eating because they're not as healthy as you think they are, unless you made them and grew them yourself. They're not, because health costs too much for companies. They don't want to pay that. And most of us don't require or demand that they do. So they're going to give us the cheapest thing for the price that we'll pay for. That's not a conspiracy. I don't care. I'm not talking about any company. I'm just talking about us. Right? That apple was 14 months ago. 14 months old. A doctor, an apple a day is a year away. How about that? Was picked a year ago today. How about that? Come on, man, let's just, this is what we're doing, right? My whole point that I'm trying to drive home in this first part is everything is reliant upon you. You are the way. I am. What did it say? I am the truth. I am the way. I am the life. You are that. You, not the economy, not your gender, not your degree, not your neighborhood, not any of those things. Right? Not any of those things. You are that. Everything is based on you. You are first. You are the most important. Nothing matters without you. So then that means you have to have your mind on right. You have to have your head on straight. Otherwise, your behind follows your mind. And if you're not using your mind, you're going to use your behind. And you're going to grind it down and wind it down. And it is going to be tore up. And all you have left is stress, worry, anxiety, fear, depression, because you've exhausted yourself and you still have no answers. You've exhausted yourself and you still have nothing to show for it. You've exhausted yourself. You're a good person. You're all this other stuff and you still have nothing to show for it. Because you cannot outwork your mind. You cannot finesse your mind. Like we talked about last week. You can't do it. This is not a human. This is not a guy. You can't pillow talk. This is not a girl. You can't sweet talk. Can't give no flowers to your mind. Like, hey, if I just give you this, then I'm gonna be wealthy. No, it doesn't work like that. If you're not willing to assume you are something, you'll never see it. If you wait to see before you say, you will never see what you won't say. You have to be willing to occupy the I am this. That's the way it comes on. Anybody see light from the light bulb before you plug it in? You know what? If you work, show me you work right now. Glow in my hand. Anybody do that? No, you have to do something first. But everybody thinks the doing is physical. It's not. The doing is not physical. The physical is the expression of the doing. And what is the doing? Is the choosing of your mind. Just like somebody says earlier, be you transformed by the renewing of your mind. The only way you transform or change anything physically is by having a new thought or a new idea. Because everything physical is first an idea. See, look, I almost put the marker, but I'm not going to do it yet. I'm not going to do it. My arm's not warm. And it ain't ready yet. Okay. War. Wealth. War. Wealth. What are these?
Nouns.
Okay. Well, people in Ukraine don't think so. I think they probably think it's a lot bigger than that.
States of mind.
Okay. They're states. They are, okay, so let's say they're states of mind. So if they're states of mind, then what is war? What is war telling you then?
Natasha said state of being.
Okay, state of being, state of mind, same thing. Yes. So when you see war, what are you looking at?
Conflicted minds.
I guess depends on who you ask. But it's a right. Some people think war is good. Some people think it's bad, right? But it is a state of mind. The war as a singular thing is a what?
Conflict.
Okay.
George put chaos.
Okay. Conflict is an expression. Chaos is an expression.
Combat.
Combat is an expression. What is war?
A decision.
What is a decision?
Declaration of
A
dominance.
thought. War is a thought.
Are they both declarations?
It's only if you decide to act on it.
I was thinking confusion.
Yeah, but confusion is a thought. It's just not a good one. It's not a clear one. Just like water is good, but muddy water is not. But it's still water with some, it's just not drinkable. War is a thought that has the outcome of combat, conflict. The combat and the conflict are expressions of the thought. Wealth is a thought. It's an idea. It's a concept. It's the thing that creates the expression. What is the expression of wealth?
Abundance.
Okay. What's the expression of wealth?
Money.
What's the expression of wealth?
Discipline.
How can you see wealth? How can you see it? What is
acquisitions?
Okay. What is okay? If somebody were to, if you said that person is this, and they said I am that, how would they describe themselves if they had wealth? What would they say?
They got money.
What would they say?
I am wealthy.
Thank you.
Vero said
Wealthy.
yacht in the chat.
Wealth E is the expression of wealth. Wealth E is the expression of wealth. I am has an idea of wealth. When you would say I am wealth, what you're saying is an expression now, I am, now you're able to be wealthy. Wealthy is an expression of wealth.
In the chat, George has said confidence, and Elisa said, I am at peace.
So peace, right, allows you, so in order to express, okay, so if you said, in order to express peace, what must you be?
Peaceful.
You have to be to express.
I was gonna say at war with chaos.
Right? But God's not at war with anybody. Who's gonna win? That'd be like you playing your 2-year-old in basketball. Is that really competitive? Is this really a game? It's not. There's nobody for God to fight. There's no equal. We don't have to fight. Humanity believes we have to fight. That's why we're out here fighting. And we're all fighting for the same world that nobody's going to be on in 50 years, so to speak. These people over here fighting, everybody's going to be under the ground of what they're fighting for. Nobody's going to be around to even see. It's just the expression of something, right? Wealth is a state of mind. Health is a state of mind. When you occupy it, you're now able to express it. Aren't you expressing wherever you are, whatever you are, from wherever you are? You're expressing whatever you are from wherever you are. That's your only option. That's your only option, is to express where you are. That's it. So all you can do is choose where you are. You have to choose where you are. Choose the state that you want to be in. Choose the state of wealth, and you will automatically express wealthy. Wealthy is the expression, I am wealthy is the expression of wealth, of the possession of wealth. Wealthy is just the symptom of wealth. It's something that you can see expressed on the outside as a result of having or being. A cough or a headache is the symptom of being sick. Right? Nobody is coughing or has a headache if they're feeling well, if they're in a different state. So we're always moving states of mind. And what I'm trying to get us to understand is to do that consciously, to do that purposely, not to do it unconsciously, meaning allowing people to talk you into, man, you know the weather's out here bad, man. Every time it rains like this, a whole bunch of people get sick. Before then, you were in a state of health. After you heard them, now you're considering something else. Man, you know what? If you go right, you started your business and you're happy and you're optimistic and you're rolling, and then people don't really buy sweaters in the summer, right? Now you're thinking, oh shoot. And guess what? You just failed. But you'll believe that failure is based on the summer. Honey, what season did God make to fail? Hey, you know what? During winter, everybody just, it's just what season of the year did God make to fail? What season of the year did the maker of that season say, you know what? I made this time of the year to just, it ain't nothing gonna work. Just ain't nothing working out. When is it okay to fail? Is like August better because it's nice weather and at least you can kind of see the sun out while you broke? That work out? That feel good for everybody? Or is it winter? It's so cold anyway. When it rains, it pours. So I might as well be broke when I'm cold anyway. Is there a time of year that it's acceptable? When does God not be God? When does that ultimate power not be? When does it become incapable? When does it become incompetent? When is it not enough?
Lisa put in the chat, your season only matters.
Yeah, and your season is based on you. Your season is based on you and who you think that is. So when you know you are conditionless and limitless, there's no condition on your good. There's no condition on God. And God and your good are one. You, your God, and your good are one. They're all one. There's no condition on God. There's no condition on you. You're made in the likeness and image. There's no limit on your good. There's no cap. There's no time of the year you can't be successful. There's no time of the year your gym shouldn't be full. There's no time of the year you shouldn't be selling sweaters, beanies. I don't care if you're selling turtlenecks. There ain't no time of the year. Hell, it's cold somewhere, then maybe everybody below the equator will buy it when it's your summer. It's winter there. It doesn't matter to you if the money's coming in. Why do you care? Why do you care? There is no time of the year to fail. Not when you know who you are. You know what? God, please help me. You get an out of office email. Then what? God doesn't sleep or slumber. God doesn't forget. Right? You always have the means to be successful. And everything you do, everything you set your hand to prospers. So when you want to start practicing gratitude, right? When you want to start, meaning just like you look on a map and you say, I want to live here for whatever reason, I want you to look at your mind and say, I want to live in this state of mind. I want to live in a state of abundance, in a state of prosperity, in a state of success, in a state of good success, in a state of effortless ease, in a state of profitable business owner, with more than enough time for myself, my family, my friends, right? I want to live in effortless ease. I got more clients than I can even get to, right? Everybody loves me. Everybody can't wait to see me. I got a waiting list of 6 months, right? I'm selling turtlenecks in Pakistan. It don't matter. I'm selling the heat in the heat to the heat. It doesn't matter. This is who you are. This is the truth that I want you to come free every Saturday to hear, so that you're not occupied with other stupidity. How much it costs? When's he gonna ask? When he gonna drop the hammer? Well, you know you got to give people value before you ask them to pay and all that other. I'm not those people. I'm not, that's not how this works. If I want to charge, I'll let you know. I'm going to come around the back door, around the side. I'm not going to hit you with no $29.99 because it's psychologically good for the, look, man, look. I want all of us to get out of that. God's not nickel and diamond. You know what? If I just say, let there be light, but I don't say extra light, then maybe, what are we talking about? Right? Like, no, this is who you are. Act like it and you'll see. Act like it and you'll see. That's what I want you to understand every Saturday. Act like it and you'll see.
Natasha said selling oceanfront property in Idaho.
Yeah. And I've been to Idaho. They have a lot of nice lakes and rivers, but there ain't no ocean. And boy, it's cold as all get out in Idaho. 2 of my homies play basketball at Boise State. And boy, I was having a good time till about October. I was like, fellas, got to go. Got to go. Like, what is that? Right? A wind hit me. I thought it was a person. I turned around in a fighting stance. Didn't realize it at first. That was just some wind. Man, right? But myself, I want us to understand this. Your business is dependent on you. Who are you? Your business is dependent on you. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Your business, it's yours. It's your body. It's dependent on you. Just like your kids are dependent on you. You come home and ask your 3-year-old, what we gonna eat? He's looking at you like, you tell him, what do you mean? Did you go to the store today? What are you talking about? But you're asking your business to feed you and you starving. You're asking your body to heal you and you sick in your mind. Your body, your business, everything outside of you. The first thing outside of you is what? What's the first thing outside of
Your body.
you? Your body. It's the first physical thing outside of you that is not you. It is yours. Then it's the environment, the air, people. But the first thing outside of you that's not you is your body. It's not you, it's yours. That means you have to take care of your body like you take care of a jacket, like you take care of your car, like you take care of your house, like you take care of your business. So how could your jacket be dirty, but you didn't do it? How could your body be messed up, but it has nothing to do with you? How could your business be failing, but it's the economy's fault? but you tell your kids to take responsibility. You tell them to tell the truth. You're lying. Even if it's in ignorance, you're lying. You are lying. That's what the word pervert means. That's the original first definition. Now it's gone into things, but pervert means to turn from the truth. It's a psychological thing. It's not a physical thing. It means to turn around. Per means away, and vert that's talking about is from. It means the original first definition, I think it was 1200, was it means to turn around, to turn from something, to turn from the truth. And the truth of the matter is your business, your body, your relationships, your money, your everything that you say, mine, not me, but mine, is a reflection of you. So if you want it to change, you have to change. Don't yell at the mirror. Don't say, well, something must be wrong with this. I bought this mirror at Target, this old cheap thing. Ain't no, it's you. You look as crazy as the mirror showing you, it's you. Okay, don't, Target ain't got nothing to do with it. Costco's mirror ain't gonna be no better. Contrary to what my mom is gonna say, Costco's mirror is not gonna help you if you look crazy. It's not a magic mirror. Okay? Target mirror works just fine. Your life is working just fine. You just may not realize you're the worker. This is up to you. You are the power. You are life itself. The world is just your mirror. You are life. Nothing is happening to you. It's only happening according to you. It's happening through you. It's coming from the inside out. It's being reflected in your physical world according to your consciousness. So when you believe that you have a successful business, but it's hard, that's what you're going to have, a successful business, and it's going to be hard. Your conscience is going to make sure that you succeed in the hardest way possible to you. So for you, that may mean your car breaks down, you got to walk to work every day. Or it may mean your husband and your wife is mad every time you get home. Or it may mean that, at the very last minute, you sell all your products out. But it's going to be both successful and hard. It is as according to you say, and to what you say, to what you believe to be true. You are life itself. There is no other creator. This world is just your playground. It's your supply shed where you get everything to express yourself with. You get a cold off the shelf. You get wealth off it. You get it's just there for you to use according to what you think. That's what I'm trying to get across to you. All right. Who has anything to say before I move on?
You coming with it today, Coach. I'm loving this. Thank you. Thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Throughout the week, Coach Lucky, I'm not gonna say struggle because it's not a struggle. My excitement wants to correct the people who I allow in my space when they speak. Like, I'm sick, I'm broke. This is hard. This is hard. I find myself like the editor of the conversation. Like I'm constantly, don't say that, don't say that. Speak what you want. Don't speak what you don't want. It's annoying, Coach Lucky, to be in this position. I want out. Like, I just want people to understand already, like without me having to point this out constantly, because these are people who are very important to me. These are not just everyday people. So maybe I just need a break from we talked about this last week. I can't change anybody. I understand that. I could just be the example. But it's when you want people who already get the concept to be around you, then it's just like, okay, I got to shop for new energies. I got to attract new energies because I love y'all, but I'm not going to sit here and edit your words every day. Because when you say I'm broke or this is hard or, it's going to be a challenge or whatever, that energy in that sentence is just like, ugh, you are so low vibrational. Get away from me. But why did I choose you to be this close to me? Why am I allowing you to still maintain this relationship with me? Like, ugh, I need to attract new energy. So that's my rant for the week. I appreciate y'all's time. Thank you for letting me vent.
Right. Well, if you want people to change, you have to be willing to see them how you want them to be. If you want to go to the store, you can't say I have an idea and say I want to go to the store, and then you're mad that you're not instantly there like some kind of genie. Right? Just because you have an idea right now doesn't mean the outcome comes as quick as the idea. But you have to be willing to remain faithful to the idea. Just like when you had your kids and you were pregnant for a certain amount of time before you birthed your kids. Right? So you impregnate your mind with an idea and you stay with it through gestation until it births. Right? And you have pains, I'm sure, during those 9 months, whatever it is, right? You have days that you're uncomfortable. You have days that don't feel good and all those other things, right? But you stuck with it and you gave birth. So when you want somebody to be different than they are, then the first thing you have to change is you. And that means you have to change your idea or your concept of them. If you so choose, you don't have to do that. But if you want to keep them around you and you want them to be around the people you care about, that's what it means when it says, when you do this, you're doing it unto the least of me. People think that means charity. They think it means go feed the homeless. They think it doesn't mean that. It means you are willing to do something in your mind to see someone different because they aren't able to do that. Right? I was talking to my mom about this months ago, and we were talking about somebody, and it's almost like, just imagine you want your kid to do well in school in the second grade, but how are they gonna get there without you? Sometimes there's certain parts of the equation you have to carry until they can get there and carry it themselves. Mm-hmm. They may be able to do well when they get to school, but they can't do well. They can't get to school yet. Right? And so you keep going. But if you are, like I said, you can't pull the plug and pull it out and pull the plug. You can't say, oh, they're changed, and then, oh, but they're not. Oh, you have to figure out, you have to remain faithful to that. Just like a pregnancy, you have to remain faithful to it in order to birth that thing. You have to remain faithful to your concept of them. If you want them to change, you don't have to change them. You don't have to want them to change. But if you want them to be around you, it's in your best interest that you have a different type of situation. So you have to do, like my mother did, is you have to see yourself different. You have to see yourself with people who are the way you want them to be around you. You're not talking about everybody. You're talking about anybody. You're talking about everybody. Is there a good person to be the wrong person around you? No. So you don't care who you're talking about. You're talking about everybody. So now you start to see yourself different. You start to say, I'm a person, I have the greatest of friends. I have a great circle of friends. All my friends are like-minded. I have a great circle of friends. We always get to talk about the great things. Everyone is so cheery and upbeat and positive. We all love and respect and support each other. You know, anytime anybody has a little down day, we're all there for each other. You start to see yourself differently. You start talking about your experience differently. Not about them differently as much as you talk about your own experience differently, because you are the God of your world, not theirs. So they don't have to change. Why? Why shouldn't they be negative? Why do you get to be positive? What's your problem? Why can't you be like them? Right? Everybody's choosing. Everybody's picking. Right? So everybody has a right to do that. And so do you. But you get to change you so that you have the people you want around you. Right? I am the person who has this. My mom had to become the person who had the best tenant. There's no way she could have got that person out that quick and for free with no argument, no issue. And on the 18th, on her birthday, she was calling me from the hairdresser with a ooh on top of her head. I'm like, where are you? That's how desperate the call was. She was calling me like Batman, right? And so, and 2 weeks later, the lady's out, and it was less than 2 weeks when she told me all this happened. There's no way my mom could have made that happen. So our human faculties become limited in how we're going to do something, so then we limit our mind. We limit our ability to say, I am this. And let our consciousness, which has the ways and means that we don't make it work. We don't have to make it work. We don't have to change it. If we could, we just change it. We don't know how to do that. We don't know what to say to them. We don't know why they're not listening. But we do know what we want. So we go focus on the end. I am the person that has this type of friends, this circle of friends, I am that. And I am remaining faithful to that, not them, to me, to what I said. And when you remain faithful to yourself, you'll always get that, because whatever you desire, when you pray, believe, you have received it, and you will. You have nothing to do with them.
Coach Lucky, I appreciate you. I tell you every week I love you, because as you were speaking, I was like, why are you complaining? You just wanted to vent and complain because you know you get what you want.
I
always get what I want. I always get what I want.
Always.
You're lost in that category. So when I want you around, because I want things to be beautiful and peaceful and smooth with us, but I realize everybody comes from where they come from. Their mindset is what it is. And I rub off on people, you know? And so my example, my energy is contagious. And I wonder sometimes, like, why this, why that? Because people can't get enough of your energy, Sparkle Bailey. That's why. So
be careful what you ask for.
Be careful oh my goodness. Oh my God.
If you want to be that person, what did Jesus say? I came down to be about my Father's business. What was that? Healing the blind, the deaf, the dumb, the stupid, the crazy, the insane, the liar, the cheat, the adulterer, the mistress, the side chick, the murderer, the robber. He was down, let's just say he said, I came to be about my Father's business. That was the business.
Right.
So guess what? You'll get all that work, whatever your business is, right? So you better rebrand it, or you do something, right? You always get about your business.
Thank you, Coach.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. I know this is the word of this word is this little phrase here, I want to make sure
Trendy.
we understand it. Inspired action. Inspired action. What does that mean? What is that?
Motivation.
Motivation. Okay. I'll come back to that. Motivation. What else? Who else? And I don't want to hear the same people talk because I see the people on here I haven't seen move their mouth. With an F.
What causes you to do a thing?
What causes you to do? Okay. So motivation. And what? What cause? Okay.
Inspiration.
Inspiration. Okay.
Somebody put influence in the chat.
Influence. Okay. So we said motivation, what cause, inspiration, influence. Okay. So then if something is inspired, what's the question we should be asking?
What inspired it?
What inspired it, or
Who?
who? What or who is inspiring this? Who is inspired is an action, right? So I mean, somebody or something has to be doing it. So the question is, who or what is that? So then, who or what is inspiring?
I am.
Okay, so I am is the inspirer. Now, what is I am inspiring?
Their designated desires, like their dreams or their desires.
Okay, all right. What else? I want to talk to my man right there in the gray shirt. George, yes.
Is it a state of mind?
Yes. Your state of mind is inspiring what?
Your inspiration, your action,
your
state of mind.
Your action, yes. All of that. Your state of mind is inspiring your action, your motivation, is the cause, is the inspiration, is the influence under which everything you do. So when people are talking about be responsible, when people are talking about you have to take action on your goals, action on your dreams, right? Okay, but where's that action or where are those actions coming from?
It's coming from you.
It's coming from you. And you meaning what? That's exactly correct. You meaning what?
I mean, you have to be that, you got to be the starter. You got to be the energy. You got to make the choice. You have to, you want to inspire, you got to say, hey, I'm like how you said Jesus came and said, I'm about my Father's business. I'm about inspiring people, and that's what I want to do.
Mm-hmm. So that means you are, so if you want to, let's just say you want to inspire people, and that's what you do. You would say, I am what?
Inspiration.
I am an inspiration. That means you are the thing. When you are the thing, you express the thing. The expression is natural. The expression, it's like Costco. I went to Costco months ago and bought, you know how you go to Costco and you buy those muffins, those 2 packs of muffins, right? Like they make you like the 2 packs of blueberry or chocolate or whatever else it is, right? So when you buy these muffins, I said to myself one time, dude, I can't eat both of these packs. Let me just buy one. So I went to the counter with one. The dude was like, oh no, man, you gotta have 2 because it messes up our count. So my point, yeah, I had to go back and get, well, they went and brought it, but I couldn't just buy one. My point to you is that whatever you are, when you say I am, whatever you attach to that, you become. You don't get to separate it. You don't get to separate the idea from the outcome, the thought from the action. So when you say I am broke, do you really realize what you're saying? Like, do we really realize the magnitude and the gravity of what we're saying here? You don't get to separate the idea from the outcome. You don't get to run your mouth recklessly and think you're going to live graciously. You don't get to talk sick and be well. This is not positive thinking. This is Costco. You got to take both packs. No, and the dude was like, I was like, are you sure, man? I was like, I don't really need it. He was like, no, man, it's literally, it messes up our count.
Oh, wait, sitting.
I couldn't even give them a free pack of muffins. They was like, no, you got to take that with you. If you want to give it to somebody in the parking lot, you can do that. But you got to take this pack with you. You have to take the outcome with the thought. You better start thinking about what you're thinking about. You better start realizing what you're entertaining, because your inspired action, what is inspired by the who and the what, which is I am. I am is inspiring all of your actions. So now, I am is inspiring all your actions based on what you are telling it, what you are attaching to it. I am sick. I am broke. I am always last. I never get. It's always bad. The economy's bad. People don't like me. Nobody wants to listen to me. All my friends are always bad to me. Okay, cool. Good luck with that. But you're going to get that pack. You're going to get that second pack coming. These are just your thoughts and your word. But that second pack, bro, that you think you're going to leave in the thing like I did, oh, no. Consciousness is going to bring that up to the register and put that in your cart. Boy, like, you won't even realize it's there. You turn around, it'll be standing right there waiting on you. He wasn't going to let me out the thing. He wouldn't even push the total until they brought the second pack. And it wouldn't have changed the price. That's how serious he was with that second pack. Well, just your conscious, this is a law. This is not positive thinking. This is not you being a good person. This is not morals. This is not ethics. This is not this is not all the human tradition and custom and ridiculousness that we think we can dress up and finesse our consciousness with. No, you're going to get that second pack. Whatever you are thinking and believing to be true, there is an outcome. There's an action. There's going to be an outcome. Because first, you have a thought. That thought becomes inspired to create action. That action then becomes inspired to create an outcome. So I am is the creator of all outcomes. So you don't get to choose the outcome. All you get to choose is the thought. Because the outcome comes with it. It is a package deal. Period. Period. Learn from my muffins. Now I don't even buy them anymore. I'm like, man, I'm not about to be walking around.
Monique wanted to know if you could repeat the law, please.
Repeat the law. Man, you know I'm running my mouth. I don't even know what I said.
The law, when you were talking about the I am inspiration, you said that's a law.
Okay, yes. I am inspiration. That is a law, right? Whatever a mind believes itself to be, that is what it is. When a mind, I am, what do I always tell you? What do I always tell you all? When you meet a person, you're not meeting a person. You're meeting what? What are you meeting?
A mind?
You're meeting a mind. You're meeting a mind. You are meeting a body. Within it has a set of thoughts, feelings, beliefs, assumptions that it's working off of. You're meeting the hardware, right, is being governed by the software, let's just say, right? So you're meeting a mind. The mind is I am. Whatever you attach to that mind, you become. I am is the power. It's internal. Just like your hair growing out of your head, just like the teeth growing out of your gums, they come from the inside out. Like the breath that you use to express out, everything starts inwardly. As above, so below. As within, so without. So your mind, I am, right? As a mind thinks, so is it. So does it become. I am what? Whatever you attach to that, you become. Or you already are if you're just repeating it. I'm always broke. Well, why did you say that? Because you're broke right now. You're just repeating it. But if you weren't broke, and then you just said, oh man, you know, it's about to be tax season, or you know what, it's about to be winter. I ain't gonna keep being able to sell these turtlenecks, or whatever it is, right? Whatever you are believing to be or be true will either already be or become, because God is the creator of all. I am the creator of everything. And it's always operating in the nowness of time. Not I will be, not I'm going to be. It's always I am. I am this. I am that. I am not this. I am not that. I am is the power. And whatever you are conditioning it to be by saying, I am what? I am not what? This is how things go for me. I'm aware of being. It's not just the word, it's the awareness of being. I am as a consciousness is a state. And when you condition it by saying, I am this, you're conditioning I am to express that. You're saying, I want you to express this. You are walking through the grocery store. I am. Then you grab some pickles. I have pickles. Right? Whatever you grab becomes one with you. Nothing's jumping off the shelf. Poverty's not jumping off the shelf chasing you. Sickness isn't chasing you. Your heart's not attacking you. You have taken that off the shelf. Sometimes consciously because you thought it was a good idea and it wasn't, like an adult, or sometimes unconsciously like a little kid and they walk around touching everything, right? And you holding their hand, you say, stay on this side of me. Or before you go in and you say it lovingly, or you may use a threat, don't touch nothing up in the store, right? Whatever else is, you realize that, hey, if you break it, you buy it. Stop touching everything. Because we're responsible for what we pick up, whether we did it on purpose or whether we did it out of ignorance. And this Saturday call is to make us purposeful shoppers, purposeful choosers. There is no luck. There is no karma. It's just coming back. That's not the way it works. Your mind is always giving you what you are believing and professing it to be. Right? That is what's happening. So the only thing you get to choose is the muffins. Do I want this 2-pack or not? Do I want this thought and its outcome or not? Don't pick a thought thinking you can say, oh yeah, I'm just gonna say I'm sick, but that ain't nothing. Okay. All right. Okay. Girl, I can't believe it. I'm sick. It's good weather and everything. Yeah, you're sick in July. There's no time. There's no time. Right? Ignorance and stupidity are undefeated. Ain't nobody beat either one of those two. Ignorance and stupidity are undefeated. You either lose to them or you leave them, but you can't win with them. Write it down. Say it to yourself. Put it on your bed. Put it on the mirror. Ignorance and stupidity are undefeated. You either lose with them or you leave them, but you can't win with them. You have to choose what it is you want to be. That because of who you are the creator. There's no one else to choose. When God said, let there be light, there was no one else to ask. It doesn't make you a good person. It doesn't make you a bad person. There's no one else to ask. When you're at home by yourself and you want something to drink, who else is going to get it if it's not you? There is no other person to get it. There is no other God to say, let there be light. There's no one else in your world to say, I want to be this and I can. I don't need anyone's permission. I don't need anyone's help in the sense of I don't need them to agree. I just have to agree. And then my consciousness, I am, will find everything necessary to physically reflect that in my world. When God said, let there be light, we wasn't taking numbers and orders and everybody else. And what do you think? Hey, what do you think? What do you think? Should it be ultraviolet? What do you think it should be? Should it face that way and then turn? There wasn't taking no orders. You are the God of your life. You're not taking everybody else's orders. What do you want for yourself? You didn't come here to be taking everybody else's orders, or did you? But if you didn't, right? If that's not your father's business, then don't get into it. If you asking me to cook something for you, you might as well just say you fasted. You might as well just say, I need.
That's so true. You don't cook. And he threw the marker. It's on.
Yeah, you might as well just say, I'm not hungry. If you ask me to cook, just say you're not hungry, man. Don't waste both of our time. Okay? Just say, can I have some cereal? You got any toast? Right? Do you have a microwave? Just say that. Stop beating around the bush. I can't help you. Okay? I'm just gonna tell you, I can't help you. Don't come to my house hungry, because I can't cook. And if you don't like cereal, toast, something you can make in the microwave, then don't come home. Yeah. Right? So you decide what your father's business is. What do you want to be? You can be anything. Do you guys realize I am is everything? I am is a murderer. Do you know that, right? I am murderers. I am. Do you realize that, right? I am is also the judge. I am is also the convict. I am is also the free person. I am is the millionaire and the brokenaire, right? I am is everything. There's no one else to play the role but God. There's only one God. There's only one person. It's one being playing all the roles. It's consciousness being aware of itself differently. That's why all of us look different, act different, talk different, because it's consciousness expressing itself in what it believes itself to be. And the only choice you have is what you want that to express. You know what? You know what my power is? Do you know what our power is? Our power is to choose how the power is used. That's your power. Your power is to choose how the power is used. You have the power to choose what you desire to be conscious of, what you desire to attach to I am. You can attach anything you want. And if you keep it attached, it will power it to life. It's the only life-giving source. I am is the only life-giving source. Whatever you attach to it, it will power. That's why we talked about gratitude earlier. The only benefit of gratitude is that you're focusing the power in that area. Gratitude can't do anything for you if you don't focus it. Any more than the Statue of Liberty can do anything for me if I'm in California. What's it gonna do for me from here? At best, what am I just look on the internet? I won't be able to touch it. I won't be able to, you probably can't anyway, but I won't be able to smell it. I won't be able to have any physical interaction with that thing because I'm in a different state. When you're in a different state of mind, when you are in a state of sickness, you'll never have an interaction with health until you move out of that state. Yes, question.
So my question is, oh man, you're cooking right now. I can't even write fast enough. But my question is like, I'm a super positive person. I'm very all I focus on is abundance, and sometimes we have that point where we don't see the abundance that we're focusing on. How do we weather past that storm? When you have the right idea, you're doing the right thing. Well, in your mind, you're doing the right things, but you're not getting those results. How do you get past that?
Two things. One, realize it's a choice, and that choice is not emotion. It's a choice. Just like if you were a parent or if you're a coach or if you're in any type of leadership position, you're in the leadership of your life. It's the same thing as being a parent or a coach. You make a choice to coach that team, even if the team is 0-18, even if the team is terrible. You make a choice to show up for every practice and every game because that's a choice you made. You are committed to that team. You're committed to that choice. If you have a child, you're committed to that choice. Even if they act out one day, even if their grades aren't the best that semester, you made a choice to be something. And that choice is not emotional or personal. The choice you made. Now, the actions that go along with it may feel like it, but you still stay committed to that choice because that's the choice that you made, number one. And number two is kind of the same thing as persevere. It means when you right now, George, are hungry and you decide to go to the store, the moment you decide to go to the store, it doesn't put you in the aisle. You have to drive. There's a time between that and that. Right? And as long as you remain faithful to it, meaning as long as you get in your car or you walk or you do whatever it takes to get from where you are to where you want to be, as long as you persevere, as long as you keep going, you keep assuming that you are what you want to be, it will harden into fact. An assumption, though false, if persisted in, will harden into fact. An assumption, though false, meaning you assume yourself to be something. I've been sick for 6 weeks. Okay, you know what? Now I'm going to say I'm healthy. I'm going to say I'm in perfect health. When I first decided to change my mind, do you think I stopped? This is not me personally, but I'm using an example. Do you think I stopped coughing? No, I'm been coughing for 6 weeks. I might not stop coughing that second, but when I decide on something and I realize that the only way this is going to change is if I change my mind, it's the only way my body's going to change its expression because the coughing is inspired action. The coughing itself, the symptom is inspired action. So when you first say, I've been coughing for 6 weeks, now I'm going to say, I am perfectly healthy. I am going to persist in the thought of perfect health. I don't care if I keep coughing, if I have to have an asthma thing, if I got to take pills, I will puff that thing, take that pill, and while I say I'm in perfect health. I'm not relying on this asthma thing or this pill to do it. I am the cause of life. I created me, and I'm going to decide how this goes. This little pill or this asthma thing, yeah, it can give me a little relief to get my mind right and back on track. But I have to get my mind right or back on track. Otherwise, I'll never be able to get rid of this. So I say every day with the asthma, with the medicine, or with neither one, I am in perfect health. I'm in perfect health. I will just keep saying it over and over, and I will saturate my mind with it until, like Noah's Ark, it floods my whole consciousness, and there ain't nothing but water around. There ain't nothing but this thought. This thought floods and drowns out its opposite or anything contrary to it. And then when that clicks, it will literally, you'll wake up and be like, all right. And you'll be walking around almost like a jacket you left. Like, where? Oh. It'll be gone before you know it. Because your consciousness gives life to the so-called illness and the so-called healing. It's just changing your mind. And any change of mind must be persisted in, and it will harden in fact. Everything you have, everything we all have, is just a state of mind. When people call beliefs, they're just beliefs. People call them limiting because they're beliefs that they don't like the result of. But a belief is a belief. It takes the same amount of, it has to click. It has to become one with you. So whether this belief takes 10 minutes or whether this belief may take 20, whatever it is, it took whatever time for you to say it in your mind enough for you to become one with it. A belief is a belief. There's no good one or bad one. So an outcome is just a choice. And you have to be faithful to that outcome and you will see it harden in effect. Don't be double-minded. Don't go, I'm healthy, I'm not. Well, I'm successful, well, the economy. Can't be double-minded. You can't go back and forth. You are the only one to say, let there be light. If God said, let there be light, and was like, it's too bright, turn it off. Who's going to stop it from being turned off? You're the only one. Everybody understand that. I'm talking to George because he asked, but you're the only one that can decide to cut the light on or cut it off. Just think about yourself. Think about it this way. You're the only one home ever. If you want the light to cut on, cut it on. If you want it to cut off, cut it off. If you want the water on, turn it on. Off, turn it off. You're the only one to decide. And you stand on your statement to yourself. You're being faithful to yourself. Not to the world, not to everyone else's thoughts, to you. And if you remain faithful, it will harden in fact because you give life to everything.
So Della asked, persistent thought or persistent action?
Action is driven by, yes. Action is driven by thought. All action is the action is the second pack of muffins. So you don't get to change, you're not really choosing action. You don't really have free will physically. You don't have free will physically. You don't. You think you do, you don't. All physical action is governed by thought. All of it. There is no time it's not. Some thought is conscious, some thought is subconscious, meaning you've had this thought so long you don't have to consciously think about it. Like a woman can drive a car and put her makeup on. Could she do that when she first started, putting on makeup? I mean, you women can tell me, it don't look like it. It looks like you stab your eye out or punch yourself in the mouth with the lipstick. Right? But now you've done it, you've repeated it so long that you can do two different things because one is the subconscious. You've habitually done this thing so long you don't need to consciously focus on it. Or you're focusing on driving. But now you've done both of them so long you can put your consciousness on one while you do the other. So the point is that all action is governed by thought. So persistence in thought. Thought is the doing. Action comes automatically. You're not doing anything. All action is inspired. It's inspired by the thoughts you're thinking, whether it's the thoughts you're willing to think or the thoughts you're unwilling to think. You're always in a state. And what we try to do is be conscious of the state we're in by choosing. I know that if I say, oh, life is hard, I'm putting myself in a state of hardship. My life then is going to reflect every hardship to me. So the action, Della, to your question, is the action to persist in is the thought of I am. If you could just do the action, you wouldn't need the prayer, so to speak. You wouldn't need the thought. You would just do it. Nobody's thinking positive about making no toast. You only got to think positive if you don't have no toast or you don't have no money for toast. You got to become the person who does. Right? So there is no positive thinking. There is no negative thinking. There's no good action or bad action. All action is driven by thought. Just like kids, let's just say it's all true. Let's just say it. Let's just say it this way. All kids are governed by their parents. Let's just say that that's true. Let's say, right? You are in charge of them. You're in that. Your mind is in charge of your physical experience, your physical world, your physical expression. So as it goes, you go. You have physical expressions. Your expression, wealthy, you have to have wealth. I am wealth. You are wealth itself. You are the source. That's the only reason you can have the resource. The resource is wealthy. The source is wealth. You are wealth itself. You are success itself. That's the only way you can be successful. It's the only way you can express something is if you are it. So what we try to do, the intention of Saturday is to make you aware of what you're choosing, to become conscious, to wake up and say, okay, I realize this is on me. Okay, well then let's do it. Let's decorate our lives like you would your house. You move in. So all the walls are going to be what they are until you do something to them. You move into the state that you desire to see. And then you start decorating. I want a new job. And I want the job, and I want a new job. I want this much. I want to work these many days. I want these are my hours. I want this thing, and I'm going to decorate it. Right? So all thought governs action. Don't worry about the action. The thought is the action's inspired by your consciousness, by your I am. What are you attaching to? All your actions coming from that. Choose what you're attaching to I am. Everything else falls.
Thanks.
Yes. Any other questions? Lastly, every Saturday we try to say this 100 different ways, but we're saying the same thing. We're saying that your consciousness is the creator of your reality. And that our intention here is to make you aware of that so that you can consciously choose your consciousness. Most of us have grown up like little kids in the car on the way back from an amusement park. As soon as they get in the car, they sleep, and then they wake up and they're home, and they look around like, where are they? They're disoriented. Most of us are walking through life disoriented. We have fallen asleep at the wheel. We have been drugged by society's beliefs. If you go out when it rains, you catch cold. Water catch your feet, you catch cold. It's always hard. It's hard out here. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And you got to do this first. And you got to take radical action. And you got to do this. And you got to do this 50 times. And you got to know this person. And if you don't do this, we have more conditions than like an Apple iPhone statement. We have more, I mean, it's insane, right? And so we don't realize that we have shut down our only avenue of freedom, which is consciousness and the understanding that we have the ability to condition our consciousness, to decorate our consciousness, to choose what our consciousness is believing itself to be. That is your power. Your power is your ability to choose how the power works for you. The power is always working. Your consciousness never sleeps. It never snores. It's never gone. Why do you think you have dreams? That's your consciousness. It's just a part of it called your subconscious. It's conscious, it's just the part that you can't see. But why do you think you still digest your food at night? Why do you still think you breathe at night? Why do you still think you without your help? Because your consciousness never, that is you. It's never going to end. You're going to walk out of this body, but your consciousness never ends. It's forever. That's what I am is, consciousness. What we here in this physical experience are having is a particular kind of consciousness. But most of us are not choosing what that particular kind is. We've allowed other people to choose it for us. Oh, if you're black, you can't get ahead. If you're a woman, you can't get ahead. If you start your own business at the wrong time of the year, you won't make it. If you sell this product, you won't make it. If you do this, it's only a certain time of the year you can make it. You can't do this. Everybody will condition your thing to the point that it's not even your thing anymore. You've literally given your dream or your consciousness up for adoption. Everybody else is telling you what you can be, what you can do, what you can have, what's possible for you, and it's your life. And you wonder why you're not happy? You might as well go to a restaurant with everybody you know and let them order for you for the rest of your life. You wouldn't do that for a meal that you can eliminate in 2 or 3 days or 2 or 3 hours, but you'll let people order for you for the rest of your life and you got to live it. You have to live. You have to live this. Don't forget, this is on your back. This is on your head. You have the ability to do anything because guess what? You're doing everything already. You're doing the thing you don't like. What makes you think you don't have the power to do what you do like? Whether you do it or you don't, whether you like it or you don't, you're the doer. And when you realize who you as the doer are, which is I am, which is the highest level of thought, which is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning, the end, the first and the last, the author and finisher of your faith, that there is no other. That means you can, if you really think about who you are, do you realize what that means? Do you realize what that means? You can literally do anything. Isn't that why we pray to God? Because we believe it can do anything? Isn't that what prayer is for? Is to do something that we don't, in our human experience, don't know how to do with that conscious part of our mind. But that thing that you're praying to is you. It's just the higher level of consciousness that that resides and exists in you as you. It's you you're talking to. It's you you're trying to convince. It's you whose mind you're trying to change. If you can understand that, you'll understand you don't need to change anybody else's mind. You don't need anybody to agree with you. You don't need, let everybody be what they want to be. If that's what they want to be. You're not out here to be Captain Saving to everybody. Let everybody be what they want to be. That's what they want to be. You get to be what you want to be. A lot of times we think we're changing people because it's for their good. No, you're changing them because you don't want to do this or do that. And that's okay too. But keep it real so that you can do it right. See them how you want to see them. Because if you see them how you want to see them, it don't matter how they act because they don't have no agreement with you. They didn't agree to change. You want to see them different, then that's on you to carry that. You want your second grader to go to school. That's on you to get them there. But they're supposed to get up and walk themselves, take the bus themselves at 8 years old. What they're supposed to do, right? That's on you to carry that. That's on you to see it through. That's on you to persist as you want them to be, or most importantly, yourself to be. And if you handle your own business and mind your own business well enough, you'll start to see you care about a lot less. And you'll actually be better when you do care for others because you'll have mastered it within yourself. You have mastered focusing on yourself and choosing yourself and changing yourself and realizing that your world is nothing but a reflection of you. If you realize really who you are, I am. That is the ability to do all things. Even I am He. It means whatever you desire to be, I am, has the ability to do that. It's omniscient, all-knowing, omnipresent, everywhere, omnipotent, all capable. It can do anything, every idea. I started saying this to myself. The idea comes easy and the outcome's easier. The idea is easy and the outcome is easier. Start expecting to get good ideas easy and their outcomes easier. The idea is easy and the outcome's easier. Start talking to yourself. Start decorating your world like God decorated the world in that book. The world is decorated. Some intelligence had to decorate it. You are the intelligence that has to decorate your life. The idea is easy and the outcome's easier. I always get the best ideas so effortlessly and easily. And there's no one like me. I do it like no one ever has and no one ever will. Why? Because there never has been me. Start talking to yourself.
Tell them the motto.
Oh, I said so many things I say.
You go to bed.
Yeah. Oh, so basically, like
I woke up with more.
Yeah, I woke up with more money than I went to bed with, made money all day, and went to bed with more money than I woke up with. I woke up with more money than I went to bed with. I made money throughout the day, and I went to bed with more money than I woke up with. You can insert or exchange money for anything. I went to bed healthy, right? I went to bed healthy, woke up healthier than I went to bed, felt healthier all day, and went to bed healthier than I woke up. Happier, wealthier, wiser, more successful. I woke up more successful than I went to bed last night, became more successful throughout the day, and went to bed tonight more successful than when I woke up. You are an ever expanding, ever growing beast out here. You are God and there is no other, not the human flesh, not what you bathe and brush. That's not God. That's what God is in. You're not Toyota. That's just what you're in. But when you're in your right mind, you'll take care of what you're in. When you're in your right mind, what you're in is a reflection of you, so it should work just like you. Your body is working just like you. Your money is working just like you. So who, again, are you? Question. Who do you think you are? Take a look around. If you didn't know, take a look around. Your life is your mirror. It's showing you. Right? You can't look good without taking a look at yourself. I mean, they do make mirrors for reasons. Some people use them 1,000 different ways, but they do make mirrors for reasons. You can't look good if you're not willing to look good and not willing to look at yourself. Take a look at yourself. Not in condemnation. We don't come here on Saturdays to condemn or judge. Okay. Condemn or judge, belittle. We don't come here to moan, whine, cry, make excuses, blame. That's not what this is for. This is only to present and provide the truth that sets us and keeps us free. That you can take and apply to your life to become and remain free. To realize that freedom is you being, doing, and having whatever it is that reflects and represents that to you. I always say, I don't care what you want, I just want you to have it. And this Saturday class is to let you, give you the information to let you know you can have it. If you can have the idea, then you can have the thing in your hand. Because the same place the idea came from is the same place that the idea can be expressed by. Same thing. Yes, Dylan.
Yeah, no, I have a question. So like, is it a question or is it just something I want to see what you would say? I think it's both. So I'll be quick. So like, I had a situation where, like I had like this thought in mind that I want to keep a hold of, right? Though I was in a group of three, who had contrary thought to what I believed in. After a while, I found myself adopting the contrary thought of the group that I was in, and that was to my detriment. Now that I look back at it and with the information that you shared with me, it's like I should have kept the thought that I was because it was empowering. But so I wanted to say, like, what would you have done in that situation?
I would either kept my thought by just saying what I want to say no matter what, or I would have removed myself from the group that is not willing to say what I want the outcome of. Because whatever I say, I get the outcome of. Consciousness doesn't let you blame other people. It's not a parent. It's not a Democrat or Republican. It's not a human that you can finesse, right, and blame it on other people. You are responsible for your mind and your mind only, not the mind of others, but yours. And it's like your shopping cart. You wouldn't go to the checkout stand and let somebody put something else in your shopping cart and not talk to you about it. You don't agree and you pay for it. And so it's the same thing. Your mind is like your shopping cart. You only allow, whether it's you putting it in it or someone else, what you want to pay for, because you are going to pay for it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Right? So yeah, and that's why a lot of times it'll say in a lot of metaphysical books and scriptures and things, it'll say, when you want something, tell no man nothing. It'll tell you a lot of times, a lot of people will say, don't tell anybody what you want. Like that, because a lot of times people will mess your stuff up. I understand why they say it. It's not a prerequisite, right, or a requirement for getting what you want. But a lot of times it helps you because people in their own ways and thoughts, they mean well, but they'll mess your stuff up. They'll quit on the journey. You ever been driving with somebody somewhere and you driving and they fell asleep? Yeah. Well, you start off somewhere with somebody, you start a business, and you're like, and you guys are like, yeah, we're gonna make 30 a month. You keep saying it, and they're telling everybody at home, man, I don't even think we're gonna make 5 this month. How's that gonna work? You gotta watch who you get in the business with, whether it's a real business or the best business, which is your mind. You gotta watch who you entertain, who you allow in your mind, what thoughts you allow people to come up in your spot with. Right? That is your job. Your job is to maintain your mind. It doesn't matter what anybody else says. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. You have the ability to make it work. That all power, almighty, omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent God is in you as you. You don't need anyone else's help. That power has all the means to bring into physical expression that which the idea holds. And you just have to hold the idea. And a lot of times, a lot of times it's best and easier by not telling a whole bunch of people everything. Because even though people mean well, people just have a hard time maintaining their own situation, much less someone else. So it's your mind, it's your responsibility.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, sir.
Even when money is on the line.
What's the difference?
True.
That's right. There's no separation. Separation is an illusion. Meaning, even if you bake a cake and it comes out, does the cake come out sliced up in pieces? No. It comes out as a whole, then you slice it up into pieces. But even though it's sliced into pieces, it didn't come that way. It came as a whole, right? There is no separation from money, health. It is one consciousness deciding in different areas of life what it thinks about, but it's still only one conscious doing. And you have the victory in all things, it says. God has the victory in all things. I am has the victory in all things, has the ability to be victorious in all things, should you choose. There is no area that is not the case, unless you choose.
Excellent.
And that is sombrero. That is a big hat. That is cap extra large. There's no separation between anything. Your health, your goods, your wealth, your success, your prosperity, your friendships, your happiness, your joy, that is all governed by one thing. There's only one God. Hear, O Israel, meaning mankind, mind that knows who it is, that walks as God. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God. The Lord our God is one God, in all, above all, and through all. There's only one consciousness believing itself to be 8 billion different things, right? People, so to speak, but it's only one consciousness doing that, right? So you're responsible for your part, and you'll always get what you are aware of being.
All right, thanks.
Yes. All right, it's not anybody else have anything they want to ask or say or anything like that on this wonderful Saturday? Any questions or anything? Because I expect you to apply this in whatever way is meaningful and valuable and digestible enough for you. Apply it. I started applying this stuff over parking spaces. Where I worked, there was a Whole Foods down the street and it was always packed. And I said, okay, well, let me try it. I'm gonna try to get a parking space in the front. I started over parking spaces. I did it once or twice. I was like, I got a parking spot in the front. Oh, right. And just when we talk about motivation and inspiration, then it motivated me, inspired me to do something else, right? And try something else. And you don't know. Oh, taste and see that the Lord, God, that the law is good. Oh, taste and see that the Lord, it is good. Blessed is the man who trusts in his word. Taste and see that the law is good. Blessed, that means to come into agreement. It's a ritual. When you bless something, it means to sprinkle blood. It was to consecrate something. It was to make it holy. Oh, taste and see that the law of mine is good. Blessed, you're sprinkled holy, is the mind that trusts in his word. Praise the Lord, praise the Lord, praise the law from whom all blessings flow. All the blessings flow, all the agreement flows from the law of mind. And whatever you are in your mind, that is what you are in your so-called life. So I expect us to apply this. Take what you can and apply it. You'll never know if you don't. Be a doer of the word, not a hearer only, deceiving yourselves. Don't come in here, sit down and tell everybody you came and you spent 2 hours of positive time and for your mental health and you don't do nothing. Apply it. Take it for something as simple as a parking space. For a pair of socks that are sold out that you want and you finally say, no, I'm getting my pair of socks. I now have those pair of socks and they're comfy and they're the color I like and everything. And you'll walk right into them backward. Right? Apply it for your good. This is your right. This is who you are. Become aware, become awake. That's what this is for. All right, anybody have anything they want to say before we go?
I just want to say during this entire meeting, I was at the gym and I was listening. This was like, that Eric Thomas motivation that I needed while lifting, doing legs and all that. On top of that, y'all, I just reached another accomplishment. I can officially deadlift 305 as a 14-year-old. That's a lot of weight. But I'm able to do that. And shout out to you, Coach Lucky, for just the videos and everything else like that. And I came up with this quote. I told my mom I was gonna put it on a t-shirt, which I still am. But I've been saying this quote every day. It was because of you, inspired by Coach Lucky. It's apply pressure to pressure. And I've been rocking with that for months. And I just want to tell you, I'm giving you flowers, giving you your crown, giving you your props. Thank you, Coach Lucky, and everybody else here. Have a spectacular Sunday.
I like that. Is it stealing if I tell you I'm going to steal it?
Yes. And we're recording. Everybody's recording. Y'all hear this? We're recording. So we got this in 4K. 4K, my brother.
Dude, I like that. That's good for you, man. I like that guy. Good for you, brother. Good for you.
Coach Lucky, to backdoor my baby real quick. Toya, can you turn it down just a little bit? My bad. We so excited. I'm in Augusta right now with Latoya. I think I love my kids. So there was a few events going on this weekend, and I came out to support my Atlanta family, and they supported me in return because of the motivational conversations you've had with me, with my son, and just your energy in general. I went out to Atlanta with the headspace of this is my goal. Normally I network for fun. And this was the first time I networked for money. And I was able to sell 18 books the first day I arrived. I literally left the airport and came straight to the event. and
Yeah.
sold my books. And I'm just proud of myself.
Yes.
I'm so pleased with my results because I never put this pressure on myself before, and I like this type of pressure. So my son is embodying his greatness, as you just heard, and we're all, the household is just like focused on our greatness and our abilities to move the needle the way we want it to go. And so this community is required in my household. This is a big deal for my family. So just want to thank you always. I'll never stop thanking you, Vero. I will never stop thanking you. Thank you so much.
Yes, our honor and pleasure. And real quick to what you said, that's why, just like gratitude or just like success, where you focus expands. What you focus on expands. What you focus on expands because of who you are. Where you place your consciousness, your focus, your attention, you will see more of it. You will see it growing. So focus on what you want to grow in your life. Whatever you want, your money, your health, your success, your peace, your joy, things being easy, things being effortless, everybody loving you, everything coming to you. You're not having to chase anything. You're not having to work for money, just getting paid to exist. Whatever you focus your consciousness on, God is not human in that sense, right? We are God's having a human experience, but there's no limit to who we are and what we can do. We don't need to apply for anything, so yes, whatever you focus on, that's what's going to explain. Good work. Good work. Yes. Alisa. Question. Ooh. Alisa. Yes.
Happy anniversary.
I
am just so proud of you. I started with you from day one. I pop in and out when I'm off and doing my thing. But you have been motivating me, and I just want to say happy anniversary. Your consistency is paying off. Yes, it is.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Wow. Yes, we've been doing this for a year. We're carpooling. We're all in the car.
Real quick, to backdoor off of Elisa, the other night we were together for dinner. Veronica is here, not you, Vero. Not you, Goddess. But Veronica is here, Elisa, Latoya, and there were several others. And we talked about y'all. We discussed y'all. Y'all came up in conversation. And when I tell you the community respects Coach Lucky and Vero, we need y'all. We value y'all. We appreciate you. You're being spoken on. Or spoken of in multiple rooms around the country or even around the world, I can imagine. But just know in Atlanta, 2 nights ago, y'all were part of the discussion. And I just want you to know your impact is working. Keep going. Keep going.
Thank you both. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you. Yes, question? No. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, good. Well, it's a wonderful Saturday. Anybody want to make sure nobody has any questions or anything like that about what we talked about today? We definitely appreciate all the kudos and everything like that. I just want to make sure everybody doesn't have any questions before they go. I want you to go off and live it. Walking that walk, talking that talk, right? Talk to yourself. Realize who you are, right? And you'll see it. You'll see it. You can't get the benefits of an identity that you will not step into. You're only getting the benefits of the identity that you're claiming, right? That's why everybody asks you for ID everywhere you go. That's what you're benefiting from, right? That's what you're getting access to. So you can only get the benefits of the ID you claim. So choose your ID, choose your identity, right? So you can get the benefits of that identity. I can tell you from my own personal experience, seeing yourself, thinking of yourself as highly as you ought to, just thinking of yourself properly, you will see your life change compared to when you're not thinking of yourself properly, when you know who you are versus who you don't, right? So think about who you are. I'm not talking about telling you to run around, tell everybody you God. That's not what we're saying. As far as in your human flesh, you're not. But the you are inside of that body is, right? That is who it is. It's not your flesh, right? It's not your name. It's what's making that flesh and that name a living thing, right? So when you start acting like that in your own mind, knowing who you are, you start to see things will change. You start getting things that God gets and not humans. You start handling things the way God handles things and not as humans. And you see stuff get easy because my yoke is easy, my burden is light. That's what that mind said. And that's the way it should be for you. Not just done, not just made, but easy and light. You should have good success. The kingdom of heaven bears much fruit, right? You should have good success. Everything you set your hand to prospers. You should be walking on wine, turning water into truth, right? Turn experience into truth. You all of that stuff. You should be doing that. Right? Because what did it say? If you have the same mind I do, you'll be doing all these things and more. So all that's what you should in your life, right? Whatever it is for you, and do it. Yes.
Last thing. I just want to do something. This would make my complete day if everybody here could just say it. Just say apply pressure to pressure on 3. If everybody can just for just 1 second, just ask just a small question. If everybody could just unmute on 3, just say it out loud. Apply pressure to pressure. On 3, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Apply
To the
pressure to
pressure.
pressure.
There we go. All right.
Let's
I'm
go,
good.
leadership.
I'm done.
That's wonderful. Well, hey, thank you all. It's a wonderful Saturday. It's so awesome to have you. Please apply anything that you can take and learn for yourself. I intend that everybody got something for themselves. Keep educating. Keep selling your stuff. Keep doing your thing. Stay present. Keep birthing all your desires. They're all yours. They're all you. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next weekend.
See you guys. Bye.